Hello, Star Wars fans! Hey, there's just 141 days until Christmas 2021, and today we're here for our weekly Bad Batch review and predictions with our co-host, the Magic Maker. Hello, friend. How are you doing today?
Hello, everyone. It is now Christmas in August.
Christmas in August. Indeed, today is Christmas in August for Star Wars fans. And so let's say hi to a few folks here. Crew Swaggerlock, haven't seen you in a little bit, so good to see you here today. Of course, Mark Hamilton, thank you so much. Dale, there's Dale. Dale's been putting a couple real good predictions in our Discord server. Some pretty good ideas about where the Bad Batch might go for the rest of this season, maybe next season. So we'll talk a little bit about those in just a bit. And Mike Porter, oh, you made it today. Good to see you, Mike. Thanks so much. And Daniel Fisher, hello. And Gray is listening while she's watering her garden. Of course, it's gardening time. For Gray, she's always typically out taking care of the garden while she listens to the show. So thank you so much. I see Darth Chaos is here. Vader's Lair on vacation. Hope that vacation's going well for you, Sheev. Sheev the Wise out there on vacation. And Francisco. Hello, Francisco. Good to see you here. All right, so a Magic Maker. Let's kind of talk about some of the news of the day as it's coming out. Of course,
it's
just
fake news. It's fake news.
we did see that Star Wars, StarWars.com, the Star Wars Twitter account, posted out that there is a season 2 of the Bad Batch confirmed for 2022. So 2022 is turning out to be quite the year.
Yep, I think I already said that. I think this is going to happen. So it's not a surprise to me.
Well,
hey, so if you did not think we're going to have a season 2, you're definitely on the wall of shame, because even I predicted this one.
And I pointed out, I was chatting earlier with Mark, and Resistance got 2 seasons. Now, I don't know as far as production cost with Resistance, if it was much lower or, in the same ballpark as the Bad Batch, but I can quite confidently say that the Bad Batch is getting more eyeballs, more subscriptions to Disney Plus, more live watch parties, and more chat in the Star Wars community. So
Honestly, this is just a better story than Resistance. I mean, it's a hugely better story than Resistance.
I definitely agree. And at the same time, like, if Resistance got 2 seasons, why wouldn't the Bad Batch get 2 seasons, right? I know there's
I'm still for 4. I think it's going to be 4 seasons.
I hope so. T-Rex says Resistance budget was $2. Well,
it was $2.50. Come on.
I thought Resistance catered to a much younger crowd, and it's not the garbage fire that a lot of people make it out to be, but it is nowhere near the same sort of quality in storytelling, animation, or anything else as the Bad Batch.
My kids did not find Resistance. They did not appeal to them at all. I mean, I was willing to sit there and watch it, and they were not fighting to watch Resistance.
Yeah, it just wasn't. It didn't have the same appeal, and to see that it had 2 seasons, then the Bad Batch is certainly deserving of a 2nd season.
Oh yeah.
So it's good to see that. And Meg's here. Good to see Star Wars Meg. She got her video out earlier today, talking about the season 2 and also some of the predictions for where we might be going. And we'll talk a little bit about that. It's fantastic to see that we are definitely getting a 2nd season. That opens up the possibilities for this season, where we might head in the next 2 episodes. So I think before we talk about episode 15 and 14, reviewing 14, predicting 15, might be about season 1, season 2. Where do you think we might go for the end of the season? So it's a bit early, but these last two episodes, now that we know there's a season 2, how do you think we'll end this season?
Oh, I think we're still on track. I mean, right now, I think we're about to watch the Clone Uprising. I think it's about to go down. I think it's about to go down on Camino. I think it's about to go down everywhere. More Manto's fully taken the place of the clones. It was, they were moving forward with that no matter what. And, so I think that we're on track with that, and I think actually what you're going to see, what you might see triggered, is them turning off the inhibitor chips. It might be the Kaminoans turning the inhibitor chips off themselves.
No, well, I suppose that could happen if the chips aren't just naturally coming to their end. The Kaminoans may have a functionality that will turn it off.
Right.
And like Meg, I changed my mind about my original prediction. It's tough at this point. My mind is all over the place. Look, I think we saw a poster of Nala Se in the Star Wars website. No, so they've been creating these posters of major characters. They created a poster for Nala Se, meaning that maybe she will have a much bigger role in where we end the season and go forward, and that might marry up to your thoughts concerning the Kaminoans turning that thing off, if that's indeed possible or even needed. Right.
I mean, I think it's definitively possible, and now that they're seeing that not only are they not getting not only are they being turned on, they're being meaning that the situation is getting bad for the Kaminoans. Like, it's literally, they're going to eliminate them as the possibility of being a threat by producing another army.
Perhaps.
Well, I think they're about to kill the prime minister. I think that was definitively the impression as they closed that door there at the end.
Yeah, I think Lama Su's already done. I don't think there's any about to it. All right, I think he's already done. I think that we've got a possibility of seeing the season kind of end with them rescuing Hunter and then leave us on a cliffhanger for season 2.
Yeah.
And the season cliffhanger could be a number of things, including perhaps Boba Fett. Right? We could. Yeah. Well, I think we've hinted strongly at Boba Fett. There's been several things dropped of Boba Fett's his name, him being the Alpha and with Omega and the like. So I think it's very possible we could see him appear sort of on the scene as a cliffhanger to lead us into season 2. But there's so much we could speculate about, and trying to do that responsibly at this point is tough to do.
Yeah, I will say this: it's been hard to try to find out where our left and right laterals are for this show, because it feels really open. So it's hard for me to kind of like figure out what each episode where that's going to go, because I'm not really sure what my backstops are.
I hear you. And as reflected in your weekly predictions.
Right. Yeah, I was kind of influenced by Meg on that when I put this stuff down for the bounty hunters, which really hurt me. Normally I would say no, but at this time I said yes on all of them.
Yeah, you took a beating this last week.
Thanks,
my
Meg.
goodness.
It's all your fault.
Well, how you interpret Meg's content is entirely up to you. That's not on her. That's
if I hadn't watched it, I'd gotten higher. Let's just say that.
Maybe that's my fault. I told you to do it before you put in your predictions.
Last time I listened to you before I do the
there
predictions.
You go. There you go. And I will mention the predictions. The link for the predictions is in the description here, and I forgot to, and I'll put it up now because we do have our Wall of Fame from last week Meg leads off the pack there. So I don't know what you got out of her video, but she came in at the top of the list, and so I'm back to thinking maybe you heard something that wasn't intended.
No, she was talking about the effect on Nala Say and what she was going to call upon, and then every time that something big has occurred, she's called upon, or there's been bounty hunters involved with it. So that was what led me to basically click off on all the bounty hunters that time, and everything associated with them too.
Oh, well,
it was definitely something big for Nala Say. It just wasn't the direction I thought.
Yeah, well, I changed up the questions for this week, and yeah, a little defensive, right? To be honest, her content's pretty interpretable in how she words things. She likes to hear other people's thoughts.
Sure, that's your excuse now. Yeah.
I absolutely love Meg. She's been fantastic. I love her content, and she's great here. So.
No, I think we both talked about her when she was first coming on. Saying I think when she was probably below 10,000.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. She came in really, really good. She's been a great addition to the Star Wars community as a whole. So certainly here, we absolutely love her here. So you guys, I see we're getting a couple more predictions in. So you can get your predictions in. See if you can show up on the Wall of Fame. And of course, the Wall of Shame this week, the bar was set extremely low.
Extremely low. Usually I'm right in the middle, so it's like I bounce between about 11 and 14 typically. So if you stay above that, then you're usually good. If you're below that, then you're bad. But this time you had to really screw up.
You had to be in the single digits. Let's put it that way. So even though you took a beating on your predictions, what did you think of the episode?
No, it was good. Once it started kicking off, I was like, oh, okay, I know where this is kind of going to go. So I wasn't really super shocked by Hunter being captured and Omega seeing the consequences of her desire to help people out, and so that was a necessary thing to learn wisdom, and I knew that it was going to have to come. So.
Uh-oh. You stopped talking, and I think that it's because we lost your audio.
Yeah.
So
somebody tried to call me.
Oh, okay, you're back.
Yeah. No, I wasn't too shocked by the whole thing when it kind of started playing out. It didn't go in a direct. I mean, once it was like the first 3 minutes of it was going on. Like as soon as we got past the Gregor getting caught and them discussing where they were going to do it, I knew that was probably the direction it was going to go.
Kendall has a good question, and I think it's voice to text here, so we got to interpret it for him. So Kendall Davis from Normies to Nerds. He has a YouTube channel. It's a friend of the channel here. I really like Kendall. He's been great for me, but and I like his content. But Kendall asked when the Empire said they had use for Nala Se, could it be that's a Snoke reference? Might she be involved in the Snoke cloning? And we did get some clarification on StarWars.com about the Palp's contingency plan that was detailed out more for us this week. And so, do you think that maybe that's Rampart went and got her and is going to bring her back to work on Palp's contingency plan, or what do you think?
No, I definitely think I think there's going to be a continued thread. I think we're going to find. I still am convinced that Omega is going to be found to be force sensitive. I think this whole process is going to lead us. I think we're laying the groundwork, the breadcrumbs as you were, that lead us to where we have the clone Palpatine by the end.
Oh, well, that's a
and
hot
Snoke.
take. I do think things will lead into the sequel trilogy. Meg mentioned it last night when we were talking about. We had a live stream last night where we were talking about our favorite blue hero, anti-hero Thrawn, right?
Hmm.
So we were talking about Thrawn last night, and she threw it in there that I think all roads will lead eventually to the sequels. But in reading that contingency plan, they put in there that he was doing his cloning experiments out on Exegol, and so that makes me think that perhaps he did it outside of everything they were doing with the Kaminoans. And then Nala Se may not have anything to do with his contingency plan. It's possible.
We're talking 50
long time.
years. 50
Yeah,
years.
it's a long time.
I mean,
but
to say you did some experiments on Exegol does not exclude doing it elsewhere as well, getting there.
True. Solar Flare Studios, good to see you. Oh, thanks for joining. So, and Rello 2X, we got some folks joining here for the first time. T-Rex Killer. So, yeah, I'm not sure that she's going to be pulled into that contingency plan with Snoke, but I think it's possible that he may be leveraging this and then, much like the Chinese do, stealing that information to use it for themselves, right?
Yeah.
So
I would think, here's what I think. I think that she's willing to do anything if it means preserving and saving or protecting Omega.
Oh, I think that's absolutely true. 100% true. Absolutely. And I did like the episode a lot. I thought it was a great start to a final end of season arc.
Yeah.
And Hunter, the callbacks to Rambo were unquestionable. Pretty easy to see. Right? I mean, it was handed to you on a platter. So the Rambo Hunter was confirmed.
Absolutely.
A really good episode. I loved it. I didn't expect them to capture him though, and I was surprised that happened. And then, of course, the confrontation there with Crosshair at the end may have some implications, where he said, "I was hoping to get the whole group, but I just got you," and that'll do. Do you think there's anything to read into that?
Right. I mean, he wanted to get what he wanted, his basically his revenge and take him out. But he's happy to take out Hunter, I think is what he's referring to. Because in the very beginning, he was saying that maybe you shouldn't be the leader. I think that's what he was referring to.
Oh, a lot of people think that he's going to take Hunter back to Kamino to have a chip implanted and to have it, kind of tuned in to control him.
I think they'll try. I think his intent is that they'll just enhance it. I don't think he realizes they've removed it.
Well, maybe so. I'm struggling with Kamino as a whole, though, because they were moving off of Kamino, and of course, Nala Se was trying to, take care of the logistics with all of that. Lamasu was behind it as well, but they're doing their own thing to get off of Kamino, and I think the Empire was pulling things off of Kamino. So I don't know how much they'd be going back to Kamino to do things. Is sort of where I'm going. It seems to me like the exodus from Kamino has already begun. Yeah, so I'm not sure where it'll go from there. And I don't feel like they're going to try to put the chip in Hunter to use him. Although it's a good theory, I know that there's a neat thought about Hunter hunting the Bad Batch, right? That he's under control. He could be a very, very scary opponent, right? Like his skills are so good. But I just don't see it going that way.
No, I don't. That's not what I was referring to, though. More than anything, I was kind of feeding off of you when I said that. But my first thought process was this goes back to him saying that maybe you shouldn't be the leader. He was thinking that he would have liked to have captured the whole of the squad. I don't know what he's thinking about bringing them over. I don't know if that's his thought process or if it's just to kill them. But he knows that if he neutralizes Hunter, he neutralizes the squad. So he was happy with that. I think that's what he's referring to.
Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah. Take out him, and you leave them without a head.
Right.
Right. So T-Rex brings up the other part that a lot of people are thinking that maybe he is already flipped. Crosshair is already flipped, and he is secretly working against the Empire, and he wants to join the Bad Batch in some fashion. And that the reason he wanted all of them there is to reveal that he's good now, that his chip is no longer affecting him.
I don't
I'm,
think that's it at all.
I don't either. I don't either. I think that as Meg has said before, and I agree with, I think that Crosshair is his redemption will end with his death, and that he is. I don't think that he is at all at this point redeemed, or that he's flipped. I think he's still an adversary to the Bad Batch, and that his plan might, and this is just speculation, pure speculation, my point, his plan might be to use Hunter as bait.
So I
And
think
that's,
you're right.
I think that's going to be easy to do. They're definitely going to come looking for him. The next question is he still on planet, or have they taken him off planet?
Good question. I don't know. No idea on that one. Zero idea. I'm going to go with just because off planet.
Off planet. Well, I think it was Levi Bond pointed out that the surroundings in that cell that Hunter was in the hallway we see Crosshair in, looked more like a vessel than a facility. So his thought is that they've already left, and they're
Right.
going to have to find Hunter wherever they're going to, or out in space someplace.
Right. No, I think you're right, and I think this will ultimately bring them back into needing the different factors, Fennec Shand, and all those coming back to help them in the long run. So we'll see all these players start coming back in. I think that's what we're going to see.
Yeah,
But I think
Meg,
we're also going to see Omega step up and be more of a leader. You can't have Omega as a leader as long as Hunter's there. So by removing Hunter, you allow Omega to step up into her role.
yeah. And Meg, yes, that was Levi that was on Theory's live stream, and he was also on last night talking about Thrawn. So Levi was in the bottom right corner there as last night. So there's plenty to speculate going into the episode tomorrow morning. Whatever the case may be where you are. I know Mark and Meg are over in the UK. Darth, Elvis, and our other friends we've got over in the UK as well. So it'll be tomorrow morning for them. In the middle of the night for us. There's plenty to speculate. Where do you think we're going? So I asked a lot of questions in our predictions, and one of them involved going back to Sid, and going back to Ord Mantell, and the possibility of Sid reaching out to the cartel, or to the bounty hunter guild, to get help. And that would bring in the possibility of bringing back Cad Bane, Fennec Shand, Boba Fett, you name it. Is that a possibility? What do you think?
Well, I think they have to go back to Sid. They need help, and and it keeps the debt to Sid going, and so now it flips the switch again, and then but they're going to need help, and I think that's definitely going to bring in the bounty hunters to give them a hand. I won't be surprised if you see. I wouldn't be surprised if you see Boba Fett in it as well. I think it's going to be all out for help, and so I think Rex is going to be in it. I think you're going to see. I wouldn't be surprised if we see the Martina, sisters in there, and so I think that this is they're going to have to do everything they can to call in favors and do what they can to get They could go straight for Rex. You're right, Mark, on that.
Yeah.
I just think they're going to go straight for Sid because I think they're going to try to call all those favors in. And
Yeah,
we
I
don't
think
know,
I
and we don't
agree
know
with
what Rex was in a bad situation when he contacted them, so we don't know how free Rex is at this point in time to help them. But he definitely will be called in because we know, of course, he escapes.
Well, yeah, I think Orb Mantell, either way, if it's reaching out to the Bounty Hunters Guild or Rex, either way, Orb Mantell's the place to do that from. I think that's where they're going to head. And then will they bring them in? Will they go straight to Rex? I think so. I think Rex is in the process of getting a team together. And of course, we had the reveal this past week of Gregor, right? Gregor made it in, and who might Rex be going to gather up?
Yeah, well, he's in a situation, so we know that ultimately they end up with 3 on and by Rebels. That's Wolf, Gregor, and Rex himself. But we don't know how many were with him originally as well that just didn't make it.
Right, right. So I think the chances of seeing Wolf tonight, tomorrow morning, is high.
Yeah.
If we get Rex, we're probably going to see Wolf as well, as they're pulling that together, and I think that's very likely. Will Sid reach out to the Bounty Hunter Guild? Good question. I don't know. Is it all hands on deck? Are we pulling everybody we can possibly get in? I don't know. But it does match that if we have Rex has been working with the Martez sisters. And, I don't have the same amount of hatred for the Martez sisters that a lot of people do. And I think they've been a good addition to the story arcs. Their involvement with Ahsoka and in the Bad Batch here as well. So,
I see the hate for the Martez sister, the same kind of hate that was for Ahsoka in the first season of Clone Wars. I mean, it's just the first couple of seasons of Clone Wars. They're just naive, making dumb decisions, and people don't like that. They do not like when their protagonist is making dumb decisions. They want though that the crazy thing is as much as they hate it, it's absolutely necessary for you to develop the character.
They hate it more if they don't. Let's put it that way.
No, that's true. That's true. Because then they're like, oh, it's not earned.
Yeah, right.
So you have to earn it.
Mary Sue. And that's, that starts getting thrown everywhere. Right. And Meg's not wrong. Meg's not wrong. Right. There's a portion of the fandom that is really, really critical towards female characters because there is something going on societally wise to elevate female characters in more content. And sometimes that's done well. Sometimes that's not done as well.
I don't know about that because they complained about young Anakin. They complained about young Luke.
That's
whiny.
True. That's true.
Just, it's just you get a complaint when they're a whiny or making.
So we go back to Boba. He's very young, right? He's a teen,
right?
And so the question is, why would they go to? Isn't Boba a child? Why would he join the rescue? We know Boba is a teen, but we also know that he's part of that bounty hunter guild, and he considers himself a bit of a leader amongst the bounty hunters, right. Even at like 12, 13, 14 years old. He was already had his own little posse that he had started. And so if a general request goes out to the bounty hunter guild, hey, there's a bounty for rescuing this Hunter, right? So anybody that can return Hunter from the possession of the Empire would get a reward. He would certainly be interested in the reward.
Right.
Where would the funds for the reward come from? Who's going to offer it up? I don't know that the Bad Batch have the funds to say, hey, we'll give $100,000 or whatever it would be.
Dollars just aren't worth anything in the
in credits,
Star Wars universe.
Right? I know. Whatever it would be in credits to bring in Hunter, or if Sid would offer it. If Sid has those resources, I don't know. But that's how Boba would get involved, is if there's a reward and he saw a financial benefit to doing so. The question would be who would supply the funds, and would that come from somebody like Bail Organa? Might he have the resources? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm thinking that it's going to come from one of the senators that we've had. If the money,
You're cutting out again. Hi. Are you back?
Yeah, I'm back, but I'm going to have to go. I got a urgent thing coming up. So
okay. Well, make sure you get your
I'll
predictions
get my predictions in. Sorry, if I can get back on here in the next couple of minutes, I'll do so.
Okay. All right. Thanks so much.
Right.
I'll just get caught up with the chat here, and we'll see if a Magic Maker makes it back. Yeah, I didn't know he joined the guild. He was definitely leading a bit of a bounty hunter thing going on at that time. The dislike of the Martez sisters comes from Preachy Whiny. Okay. Crosshair will help Hunter escape. Okay, so this goes along the thoughts that Crosshair is already working against the Empire secretly. I just don't think that's the case. I think the indications are that he is still hunting them. He's not trying to join them. So I don't know that it would make sense to see that yet. Ronnie, they asked the Syndulas for a loan. The Syndulas could absolutely be involved in there. That's a good thought, Ronnie. Really good thought. Let's see. What else we got going on? Mark asked Meg a question. I'm not sure what's going on with that. Boba's 14. Yeah, he's like 14 years old, give or take some months. Felicity! Hey, Felicity! Thanks for stopping in over from the Den of Nerds community. Good to see you here. Thanks so much. Not feeling the Bad Batch. No emotional connection. I hope that changes. Hey, I hope that it changes for you too, Felicity. And thank you so much for stopping in. Thank you especially for the super chat. That is quite generous. And if you guys haven't seen, Felicity and I don't see eye to eye very much at all. But we love Star Wars and we love chatting about it, and sometimes engage in quite the conversation in the Den of Nerds. But thank you so much, Felicity. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Really, it's really special. I do hope that it changes for you, and as we go forward into at least season 2 and perhaps further, that will increase for you. That would be great. Let's see. Let's see. Get Meg on as a super sub. Oh, I would love to have Meg on. And you know, Mark and I, we've been talking about collaborating with Meg. I absolutely want to, and we're thinking at this point. I've got an appointment tomorrow, and so I'm not. It's going to be a real squash for me to get in the live watch party and then the appointment and then work. But perhaps after the season finale. Season 1 finale of the Bad Batch, I would love to do a collab with Meg and talk about the season as a whole and where we might see season 2 going, and it would be super for me and Meg. If we can do that on my channel or yours or somewhere, I am in for us doing something on a regular basis if possible. Absolutely would love that. Would love that. So let's see. Certified Gumbo. Coop is in here. Good to see you, Coop. Very good. Coop was on it last night as we were talking about Thrawn. We could have a Star Wars dad joke battle. No, I would lose that, Ducky. I would lose that. And Ducky has not put in his predictions yet. Waiting till very last second to get his predictions in for the Bad Batch episode tonight. So if you guys haven't been following, Ducky is in the lead. He's now two points up on Santa on the season, and if we can catch him, it's duck season. It's officially duck season. Everybody's aiming for the duck. We're trying to take him out. We're trying to overtake him in the predictions, and that's a ton of fun. We're having a lot of fun with that. Let's see. Oh, we've got everybody here. Do you like Ninjago? Ninjago is okay. It's just not in Santa's wheelhouse. So there you go. There might be other folks here that really do. What? See, there you go. Santa can't keep up with the dad jokes with Meg. She's just way too good. She's way too good at that. All right, so again, just kind of a recap. We've got big news that season 2 of the Bad Batch has been is in the works. We had a prediction from that already. We knew that Jason Ward at MakingStarWars.net told us a little over a week ago that he had heard season 2 of the Bad Batch was already in the works, and they were already doing the animation. And so we kind of reported that here as a rumor, and seeing that confirmed was fantastic news. So we've got that, and then also we see that from a gaming side that they're coming out with in a press release or in some investor meeting today that they're coming out with the Jedi Fallen Order, some additional pieces to that as well. And Magic Maker's back with us. Hey,
Hey,
everything good?
That. Yeah. I was able to solve it all. It was
awesome.
much ado about nothing, but that's okay.
It always, yeah. Well, not always, but it's good that that's the case. It's good that that's the case. So, what else for predictions for tonight? Anything else to add?
I think this will be the setup. This is the the place where you see Murdoch duct taping his plane together with out of tent parts and everything. So he's making his hang glider his ultralight from tent poles and duct tape and a canvas.
And for those that don't get the reference, that's an A-Team reference. Go back to the A-Team serial that the Bad Batch mirrors very, very closely, and you'll get the Murdoch reference there. Hey, we've got some other folks join us. We've got This Is the Way is here. Gavin Cooley. Gavin, good to see you. Big cliffhanger. I think so too. I think tonight we're going to be seeing the pursuit to rescue Hunter. That's going to be high on the list. High on the list. And really the focus of the episode.
Right. I honestly think you're going to see Omega step forward, because now we're going to see what they've been establishing with her ability to make plans. Her strategy is going to come to the forefront. That's what we're going to see tonight.
So, the Blue Pig Gaming, what is it that helps calm you down when you get big mad? That's what we need to know. Is it chocolate? Is it ice cream? What is it that calms you down after being really mad? Because I can almost guarantee season 1's going to end on a cliffhanger. I think that's a foregone conclusion.
Yes, I was thinking that we were going to see Crosshair die at the end of the season, but now I'm almost like, no, I don't think he's going to. I think he is the cliffhanger.
I want to think. So here's my thought. That Hunter is going to be put out as bait. They're going to come. And they're going to be forced to kill Crosshair. And at the end of the season, we're going to see them grieving over the loss of Crosshair, that they've just killed him. So I don't think they'll kill him tonight. I think that'll happen next week.
Oh, no, it's definitely happening tonight. No.
Of course you have to say that. It's your role here to disagree. So I think that it'll end next week with Crosshair's death. And that's going to be the big.
No, next week's going to be boring. They're just going to go back and they're going to sniff some flowers and eat some Mantel mix and be like,
well, I haven't seen I haven't seen our friend Trev in the chat, or I would pick on him and say, well, actually, the big cliffhanger is that there is no more episode tonight. That you have to wait till season 2 to get it.
It's actually there's only 15 episodes. That would be a heck of a cliffhanger. I'd be pissed.
Everybody tunes in at 3 a.m. Eastern, midnight West Coast, or whatever the case is for you are, and it's and instead of a new episode, it says tune in 2022 for season 2 of the Bad Batch.
It just starts the beginning, skip trailer or skip intro, and then it goes tune in 2022. It's episode.
That's it. Like the tweet that they put out where you see the Bad Batch logo fade away, and it's got the fireworks going on, and it says coming in 2022 season 2. That's tonight's episode. It's going to be super short, like 1 minute long.
That's right. Buy a t-shirt.
This is the way. Thank you so much for the super sticker. That's awesome. Thank you so much for that support. That's really, really awesome. I need
Buy
to go
our
back.
T-shirt.
And I have to look at it in the YouTube studio to see the sticker. He's got the thoughtful emoji, So thank you so much for that. And I also see Mike the Kang Porter. And it has it. There it is. It finally showed up here. Thank you for the compliment on the shirt, Santa. One of my summer Santa shirts. Interesting seeing how on day that some of the Bad Batch main characters show up in live action. Ooh, that's a good point too. We do have speculation that these characters will show up in live action for sure. But when will that be? Will we get it into the and Mike Porter? Thank you so much for the super chat. That means so much to us. Thank you.
What
Thank
if
you
they
very much.
do end up in our darn it, the Rogue One prequel thing? Darn it, my brain's going blank.
The Rogue One prequel. Now you got me.
Help me out. Somebody say it here. Please say it.
They will.
My brain's going blank. Why can't I think of a stupid character?
That's what happens when you get old. All right, it's in the Andor series.
Andor,
That's it.
yeah.
Coop saved us. Coop to the rescue. Yeah.
How are Star Wars fans if we can't remember these things? Golly.
Well, I don't know that we're going to get that. And there's, of course, we've got Lunga in the chat. And so here's our. He has to. Any chance he gets, he's got to hate on Omega because everybody knows at this point Lunga hates kids. That's it. That's all kids across the board. It's I've gone great. I'm back. Lunga is a friend, and we've been supporting him for a long time. He's been a member of the community, and I love to go over there and haze him. He loves to come over here and haze me. So
you deserve it. You get too much kindness and cookies and milk. And
Meg has already picked on it too. So it doesn't take long for people to figure out that there's a lot of fun in this community hazing Santa. That's what happens. So. It's
because we can't go too far because then everybody jumps back on us. So it's like you can only go so far.
You got to walk up to the line.
That's right.
RF Gaming next week will be an emotional issue. Sid helps Omega with. Oh, jeez. RF Gaming. I didn't read it ahead of time, and I got way in there.
He got you on that one.
He did. Jake says, have you seen the Hot Toys Echo? I have not seen that, but have you seen the Hot Toy Luke Skywalker from Mandalorian?
Oh no. Don't pick Star Wars Megs. Don't pick it.
I thank you for the heads up. Thank you for the heads up, Imagic Maker. Have you seen the Luke Skywalker Hot Toy?
I have not.
Oh, so
I've been on vacation. I've been actually kind of isolated for the last few days.
Okay.
So
Well, it's from Mandalorian, the season finale. It is quite the model. Now it ships October to December next year. and it'll set you back about $400.
Holy moly!
It is an awesome figure. It comes with one of those half droids that he's crushed, right? The Death Troopers or Dark Troopers that he's crushed, and they're on a
That's awesome.
yeah, and it comes with, of course, as the Hot Toys do, different hands that you can put on, and it comes with the Grogu of that scale, and it is an amazing thing, but about $400 to set you back to get that. So not something you could get. Yeah.
Did y'all talk about the adventure stuff opening up at Disney World with the?
We have not. We have not. Omega be handed a lightsaber.
That's
Season
gonna happen.
2
Not
would
season two.
start with her throwing it over her shoulder and walking away. Directed by. So there's Omega again, stirring the pot. She loves to do that. How great would that be? And then you can really get Lunga going. What if the Bad Batch done?
Do not pick another Star Wars Meg. I promise you will regret it.
I'm not doing it. I see it. Meg, behave yourself. That's enough, young lady. I've got to scold her like a dad, right? Because I talk to her like she's in between the ages of my kids. So I'm going to talk to her like a dad or raise my finger. Young lady, you watch yourself. Right? Not that it'll help. She's over in the UK. What am I going to do about it? Right? What am I going to do? So let's see. So you mentioned the. Let's see. I just want to get caught up.
No, so yeah, I was talking about the doing your adventure in the hotel.
Yeah. So there it is. So
full immersion.
Here it does. There's five. So yeah, it's for a family of 4.
For $5,000 for 2 days.
It's $5,000 for your 3-day, 2-night adventure, right? So, but it includes your meals, your gratuities, and your park entrance, right?
Right. So it's. I think it's a full immersion thing. I don't think you're doing park. I don't think you're really going to the park. I think everything's inside the hotel.
Oh no, it involves park entrance.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it's got a direct thing to the park from there. Yeah.
I don't care about the park if it's all immersion, full immersion there. I mean, I'd be disappointed to go to the park.
That's true. And Meg, by the way, I sent Mark over there, as enforcer. Mark's in your neck of the woods. Don't make me send him over.
So what she's saying is, don't slay her.
Oh, ouch! There you go.
And don't reindeer on her parade.
Oh my goodness! See what you've done. You got a Magic Maker started. So $5,000 for a family of 4. Look, when we go to Disney World, we basically budget about $1,000 a day for the family. So if we're there for say 2 days of park entrance, that's $2,000. 3 days, $3,000. So we're talking $5,000 for your board plus your meals and everything. It is more than we normally budget by a bit.
Yeah, I mean
by quite a bit.
For us, a trip there probably runs us because we'll go for the 5-day excursion hopper deal and all that stuff. I would say we run probably 3.5 when it's all said and done for that the hotel or for staying there. For I mean, I get some deals because of being retired military. So like if we stay on the campus, we're staying at Shades of Green, which is really awesome if you're in the military or retired, because you also get better deals with getting the tickets and all that kind of stuff. So I mean, for us, it's probably cheaper than typical family, and we're still running around 3 to 3.5. So
yeah, so it is a premium on top. It's not like it's $5,000 plus everything else. It's an inclusive ticket. But my goodness, that's a ticket.
Yeah.
Right?
Additional 1,500 for family of four is a little. I mean, if you got it, I mean, I can see it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just 1,500. You know, this day and age, and we can just print it. So,
yeah. Oh, so yeah. And again, I can't click on Meg's comment. See what she's doing? She makes it so I can't click on
can't do it.
I can't do it. Meg, stop. No, once she gets going, you're kind of stuck. Oh my goodness. Okay, so and I mentioned it just before you came on. I don't play the video games, but I know many people in the community do, and that those video games, the Jedi Fallen Order, is that it?
Yeah. Jedi Fallen Order was
it's
one of
the
them.
new one.
It was Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah, the new one, Jedi Fallen Order. They're going to release. EA said they're going to release additional content there. Right?
Really? To add on to your what's already released?
Yeah, some additional chapters, some additional content that came out. So there was some leaks that we were going to do that, but then there was an investor call today where they said that additional chapters of that game, and I think at least from memory that there's like 2. So there's like 2 more chapters in the works for Fallen Order. Yeah, that's it.
So I'm hoping they're follow-on chapters, so we kind of see where they're going. So to set up maybe the next game.
Yeah, I think that's the case. It's a continuation from what I saw. Again, more information will come on it. And again, watch Star Wars Meg. She'll have a nice summary of it. I am quite certain. I saw that. This one here I can't highlight, but she's still misbehaving. She's still misbehaving.
She is definitely zeroing in on you there, Santa.
Ooh, ouch, ouch. Mike's not wrong. Disney's going to make Santa poor. Saint Nicholas, right? What do you call poor Santa?
That's
Saint
right.
Nicholas. That's true. That's and for Coachella brought up, if his wife was a diehard fan, maybe they could consider it, right?
Yeah.
If you had a family full of huge Star Wars diehard fans, to take a family of 4 there would make maybe more sense. And maybe the price will come down over the years because
once people start putting holes in all the stuff, then the price will come down.
Well, and it's just once the newness runs off, right?
Yeah,
so there's going to be a high premium to come in at the very beginning, and then over time it'll.
I don't think the price will ever come down. I think they'll set the price, and then what'll happen is, as inflation comes along, more and more people will be able to afford it. So it's a relative price.
Mr. Anderson, $850 a night. That was 1,400 square foot penthouse. Not the case. If you've seen these, they look more like a small room on a ship. Right? These are small rooms. They've got little like bunks that the kids can sleep in that are like in the wall. It's quite the small room. At least from what I've seen.
I'm still subbed to Mike Zero. I like hearing what he has to say. He makes me laugh.
Well, the problem is I can't watch 12 videos a day.
I can keep up the volume. I listen to him occasionally, and I still listen to Jim Cock too. He makes me laugh too.
It's the tickets, the food, the hotel, it's everything. Right, that's correct, Kendall. The price is fully inclusive of your park, your meals, and gratuities.
Yeah.
So
the only one of those guys on the on that side of the fence I can't listen to is Geeks and Gamers. It's just because he ticks me off, and he's from Alabama.
Well, look, Mike Zero is a Star Wars fan, and he makes a living doing Star Wars content. Mm-hmm. But if I had a choice, I'd listen to Star Wars Meg to get my content from her.
Oh, I don't. If I listen to him, it's not because I think he's. I will say this: occasionally, Mike Zero will touch on something that's true, but if you listen to his interpretation of what it is, then you're way off. It's like he got some insight into one little thing, and then his interpretation is like, let's just step over the rail and just leap for everything. You're just like, how did you come up with this? It's like, yeah, the throne room had red cards in it. Bring him back the,
Yeah. And Francisella Lopez brings up a good point as well. Like, this is supposed to be a completely immersive environment. You're on a vessel, you're traveling, and so the thought is you're in a room on a ship. So that's to help with the immersive feel of it. That's the kind of environment you're going into. It's not a suite by any means. It's a small room, and then I do think it includes that retractable lightsaber though, which is pretty cool.
All right, yeah. So just to answer Blue Pig on that, so here's what you got to understand about them. There's all right. So if there's a story they want to tell, they want to bend to, there's probably an inkling of about 1 to 2%, maybe even as much as 5% truth in what they do, and then it's where they take it. So Mike Zero will take it into what he hopes it'll be, what he thinks it, what he wishes it would be, in the direction of where Star fans would just go crazy, and the idea of like, oh, there's no way they would do that. And then on the other side, where you talk about Doomcock, the reason why he's so funny is because he's so married up to the the cultural war aspect of it,
right.
And so he takes it down that direction, and so that little 5% of truth becomes this expanded cultural war bludgeon.
Yeah,
and as long as you understand it through those lenses, you can get a good laugh out of it, enjoy it.
I suppose for me I can't, but I think that's the other important part of it is I don't think anybody should be hate watching anybody's stuff. Right? So if somebody comes here and they can't stand my takes on things, I don't think they should hate watch me. And if I watch somebody's video and it infuriates me, I just need to quit watching them. It's that easy.
They don't make me mad though. That's the difference. I mean, they don't make me mad.
Right. No, I'm just saying. Like, if I can't because they infuriate me, so I click off. Now Mike Zero, he's a fan. I just know that like he's making up stuff, and he is hustling. He's hustling, and he's putting out 12 videos a day to monetize and make a living. So I have no qualms about him as long as you go in straight that he's just making stuff up. Then you're fine. Jake,
as long as you understand he's gotten like 1 to 5% of truth, and he's speculating out the wazoo off of what that is.
Right. Jake, if I was there, I'd be taking buckets of Mantelbex back to my room. That ticket price does include a snack in the middle of the day. So yeah, you'd have to get buckets of popcorn that normally cost you like $5 for a bag of popcorn.
I'm filling up my backpack.
Oh my goodness!
I'm going home with suitcases full of popcorn.
Yeah. No, Jumpin' Jamie. Now, Jumpin' Jamie has a real fun show that he does with his family, and his daughter does predictions. She's actually in the predictions for this week as well, and they do a great show every Saturday, and I listened to it the other day. So he does have a Star Wars family. And but she lost. It says his wife lost her interest with the itinerary before she heard the price. So, you're in trouble if the itinerary loses you. Disney World, 3 days to see the whole park. Well, yeah, there are different parks. So you've got the main where Cinderella's castle is, and then you've got
the Magic Kingdom. You have So there's 4. Basic
right.
parks.
There's 4 parks, and so you've got to pick. A couple of the parks are smaller. So Animal Kingdom, for example, isn't necessarily. It can be, but it's not necessarily a full day's experience. So you can do the Animal Kingdom on the same day that maybe you do the movie studio, right? So
Talking about,
that's.
I can't. I mean, I've made them last all day.
Oh
Just
yeah,
'cause,
well, me too. Me too. We normally don't get a park hopper, and we go there for 4 days.
yeah.
So that's normally what we do.
So,
So there we go.
so for us, I think Magic Kingdom takes us the longest. We'll spend there usually a day and a half, 2 days, and then we'll spend a day at each of the others.
Yeah, and I agree with you, Meg. I agree. Jumpin' Jamie, it's not listed as including the lightsaber and the costumes. I know the costumes aren't included, but I thought the lightsaber was. I could be wrong on that though, because they've got that retractable lightsaber, and I thought that was exclusive to. Maybe you have to buy them.
I wonder, because like if you're in the park, if you're an adult, you can't wear a costume. So 12 and over cannot wear a costume. All right?
Well,
And,
that's a thing for Santas, especially. I'm aware of this because Santas go on vacation, and some guys like to go down there dressed, and they get turned away. No, Santa, you're not coming in here dressed as Santa. Now, I went in just as me, and I'm walking through there, and kids would recognize me as Santa.
right.
And I would take pictures with their family and
Right.
and
Wearing
and
what
do
you're
the-
wearing right now would be perfectly
Well,
sufficient.
but I'm not even wearing this, right? I could just be
Really?
wearing just normal street clothes, and people would see me as Santa, and I would take a picture with the family,
Right.
and talk to the kids, and then move on my way.
Right.
Because if you actually set up anywhere as somebody
As
as a
Santa.
then they will come and escort you out. So I know that you can't go in as costume. They have hired people, but they do let the kids dress up. It's interesting. You see lots of kids dressed up like Ray or whatever.
I don't know if it's 12 and up or 13 and up, but that line's right there. So if you're below that line, then you can dress up in your costume. So like I know that Vega, one year we did her all the princesses, like she was like all princessed out, and she went to each of them and got the pictures with the princesses at Magic Kingdom, and there's a few over at in Animal Kingdom, and there's and like when she went as Vega to Hollywood Studios, and we got a straight shot back to Kylo Ren, and right there, we didn't have to wait in line. We walked in. The stormtroopers escorted us down straight to the to Kylo.
Yes. Yeah. Now that I got some VIP treatment like that because one of the cast members saw me as Santa, and they got really excited. And again, I'm just dressed like a dude, right? I'm not wearing Santa apparel. I got nothing on that says, "Hey, come see me, I'm Santa." But one of the cast members said, "Oh, you're Santa. Come with me." And they took us through a cast door into the back. We went down a back hallway and came out, and we were standing in the room with Kylo Ren. Just like that. Boom. No line, no wait. We were straight in the room. So sometimes it's good to be Santa. I'm just saying.
That's exactly what happened with Vega. We were in her Mandalorian outfit, and boom, right to the back.
Yeah. Keaton, this is a neat point, and it's one of the things here we keep our content about the content. That's sort of a slogan that I developed for the channel, and with our admins, our mods. That's something that we kind of keep in focus as we're building content, and especially in Discord as well. We want to keep our content about the content, and this is a good question. If somebody visited your channel, could they tell that you like Star Wars? And I think that's certainly one of the things that we try to keep on. Yeah, Pop Culture Possum, that's Jumpin' Jamie's channel that he does with his daughter and his wife. It's really good content, really good. It's a lot of fun. Why can't everyone dress up, Ronnie? It's because they have cast members that are trained to be characters. And even though I'm a professional Santa, I've gone to Santa schools, and I perform as Santa professionally. I'm not hired as a cast member and trained with their policies. So what happens a lot of times is people come in as a character and they're seen as a cast member, and they don't want that line crossed because it could create then some issues for them should you misbehave is in character or drop out of character in a way that breaks the magic for them, and they just don't want to go down that line.
And we also went there 1 year too, because we go there just about every year or every other year, and then Vega's also done. She did Rey right after The Force Awakens, and Rey was down there and the thing, and they got a picture together and all that stuff too. So we've done a bunch of stuff for that, and it's been a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. It is. So we've gone just a little bit long. I know the main focus of the show today was to talk about the Bad Batch. We're super excited that season 2 has been approved. Brace yourselves for a cliffhanger.
Yes.
And for the speculation over these next 2 weeks should be a ton of fun.
Yeah, and most importantly, if you're here, it's because you enjoy Star Wars, and we agree. So the point of this is we love Star Wars. That's why we are here. So.
Yes. Thank you so much. And Iman, thank you so much. I really appreciate your support. It's been here many times. Thank you for engaging in the chat, for being here. And what's your ranking for the Star Wars movies? Oh, no. Now you're going to get me in trouble again. You know, you make nice, or you get all cozy with Meg, feel like it's the water is safe. Come on in for a swim. And then
you find out there's a Dianoga in the water.
Yeah, be careful. Look, I like to put them. In groups, and for me, it's the original trilogy, sequel trilogy, then the extra movies, so Solo and Rogue One, and then the prequels. So for me, that's my movie order, and I can order them within that for sure. But
yeah,
just
my
as a general
sequel trilogy drops to the bottom, though I do enjoy The Force Awakens.
Okay, so there you go. There's another bit of news that I almost completely glistened over. There's a new Lego movie coming out in the fall with a Halloween theme. It looks extremely good.
Meg, the best. I don't know if I'm going to be watching you anymore.
Well, Meg is, like I said, she's between the ages of my children, and my children would agree with her. Well, no, my youngest thinks that the sequels are her favorite, but then the prequels, the original trilogy is my youngest daughter's least favorite. So there, for everybody it's different, and I certainly understand folks of different generations maybe connecting to things differently than I do.
Yeah, I mean the originals are the ones I favor, and to me they're the only true Star Wars. But I do enjoy the other ones.
Oh no, Mark, why would you do that? Why? Meg is in the chat, and when you put this in here, and you see what she's already put. Enter the hot tub at your own risk. Right, you know that. There have been chats I haven't been able to highlight because of the content. You guys,
let's keep this child friendly.
That's good.
Free of innuendo.
Yeah. Well, the chat. Yes, don't read the chat because the innuendo is all in the chat.
I agree. Caravan of Courage is the only true movie. I agree. Absolutely.
Look. We do love Star Wars, and we love talking about Star Wars. We're friends, and we've built this friendship from it. And a Magic Maker and I actually have some very serious disagreements, but we come together because of our love for Star Wars and the friendship that we've built over it. And that's normally what it looks like. It's when you're good friends and you love something, you can disagree about things vehemently, have very strong objections, but it comes across very friendly. So, Daniel Fisher, borderline sinuendo. There you go.
There you go. Sinuendo.
Okay, look, 7:30 tomorrow morning a.m., 7:30 a.m. Eastern time, just for your local time zone, 7:30 a.m., we'll be doing our live watch party of episode 15 of The Bad Batch, and we look forward to ranking our predictions, and I see we've gotten quite a few more in. Even during this live stream, we've gotten quite a few more in. A Magic Maker is going to get his in. The goal is to beat a Magic Maker and to stay off of the wall of shame. That's the most important thing.
That's
But
the most
after
important
that,
thing.
if you beat Santa, you make it onto the Wall of Fame, and your name gets listed here in the chat. And maybe you'll be with Star Wars Meg. You'll get your name listed next to hers as it goes by, or maybe we'll all beat Star Wars Meg, and that'll be fun. So who knows? It's going to be a super exciting episode, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time. If you want to join us, we'll be on here doing that. I have to shorten it up a little bit tomorrow morning because we do have some appointments in the morning that we have to make it to. So look forward to seeing you all.
So you got a longer afternoon session instead.
On the Discord live stage, we'll certainly open that up and have more discussion there. So, Magic Maker, any closing thoughts? Any closing words?
All I have to say is I can't wait till this whole thing is, and may the force be with you all.
Thank you so much. And you guys, thank you for being here. I've had a great time today, as usual. And until next time, my friends, Merry Christmas, and we'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.